Starting recording.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, my golly. It's not time for mistletoe and holly.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Looking.
Oh
So
boy,
here
guys.
we are. It's big. It's a big. Currently, there's no tsunami threat currently, but I would imagine that could change. Local emergency services have confirmed the situation is under control and safe. Really, after one that big?
Well, it's in Kamchatka, and we're going to take a look at that. Hey, there you guys are.
Hey!
Karma Doc, number one.
Karma Doc, she wins. She gets a prize.
Guys, we had a busy day, busy night. I had a totally different live planned, completely planned out, real fun one. Not that this won't be fun. This will be fun. And man, you guys are great. So good to see you guys. Look at this. This is, unfortunately, to me, this is the worst case scenario to see, because this is on that side. As we've been talking about, in our videos, most of the activity that we're seeing has been over on this side. So looking to see if there's going to be any rebounding. I've always thought that if there was to be Cascadia going off and also the San Andreas going off, I always thought we would have a big one between Kamchatka and Alaska first. So now we have a big, and I mean a big one. This is an 8.0, officially still calling it an 8.0.
Some sources are dropping it to 7.4.
What?
I don't know who.
Let's see what CSEM is looking at.
And Roma just give me a big slimy kiss, guys.
And guys, I wasn't ready for this because we were going to do something totally different, which we will end up doing.
So we're kind of winging it.
Yeah, this is totally unprepared, winging and just sharing.
Yeah, winging and sharing.
Yeah, so CSEM is calling it an 8.0 as well. We've had a lot of activity because right after we got done with this morning's, and again there was a 6.9, then we had a 6.6. And this is deep. This is 553 kilometers deep. So that's going to send the energy for something, using Dutch senses logic, you could expect about a 7.576 somewhere from this. Now, is that this? Or why is there a lack of things going on over here? That's the thing, is are we getting any venting? And again, we pray and put our positive intentions that everybody be prepared as best they can for whatever is coming our way. I do think that it really is go time now. I thought it might have been go time last April, honestly, but now we are truly in that cycle, and we are still. I believe we are dodging bullets when it comes to the timeline so far. And if this, again, 8.0, where it is, I'm thankful in the sense that it wasn't right next to major metropolitan areas. Let us see what Twitter has going on. But yeah, we just got back from the vet. So, Sita's had a gimp, and it seems like her right shoulder and right elbow and maybe even her wrist, having some sort of pain. So we had her checked out, and it was positive for a type of Lyme's. So, here we go. And Sita and I both had nasty tick bites the exact same time. And then, of course, I had my appendix almost ruptured. And we do think it was because of the tick. But, again, that's an aside. So we just got back from the vet. And, I saw this, and it's like, wow, this is a big one. This is, hey, it's the 29th of July, guys. The manga artist Ryo Tatsuki had called for it in July, a mega one, like a 9.0 or something along those lines. And now we just had an 8 up there high, on the Asian side of the Ring of Fire. So is it Japan next? And, are we coming into the Edgar Casey timeline? About 40 years late. But wow, this is big. This has been Space Weather News. Oh, sheep dip, Batman. We have a lot of buoys triggered by this one. Let's go check that out. NOAA buoys. See what we're looking at. National Buoy Center. What? Are you everything okay, sweet?
Yeah, well, Sita got herself in trouble. She's okay now.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting Sita acclimated. Yes, and Cormadoc saying, get out the ozone.
Yep.
Wow, and look at that too. You got 2 storms, a hurricane and a tropical storm. Holy cow.
We have
you know what? I have
Jamie
never
and DJ, all kind of fun
I've
people.
never seen this many.
Oh my gosh.
I've never
you guys,
seen this many activated
This is wild.
guys.
Oh gosh, let's all, while we're talking, let's all send some good juju over that way to help wake people up and get them into a safe place. This
I'm no expert, but I'm just somebody that's followed this stuff for like 10 years. But holy cow.
It looks not like what you've seen in the last 10 years.
No. I mean, you got buoys being triggered all the way, from offshore of the Philippines, all the way through around Japan, all the way down into Canada and Alaska. Oh, I'd be very, very nervous right now if I was directly on the coastline, and this. Well, we'll see what's going to come of this. Trying to look at wave height. Wow, so many in event mode. So many.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, we just sat down and Mike turned on the computer and he's like, "Whoa!" Kind of scared me, but
Yeah, no, it's just like this is
because it scared him.
This feels
like,
totally
wow.
totally different. Yeah, the buoys.
Yeah, those buoys are really they're dancing. They're having their own little dance there.
There's
that. So
okay, a tsunami advisory has been issued. Waves of up to 1 meter. That's only 3 feet, guys. Expected. Those near coastal areas, rivers, or lakes should evacuate. Yeah, we've just had so much activity right now. Again, we put out our best intentions. This gentleman is saying, I'm not an expert at buoy readings, but it does appear the one closest to the epicenter of the earthquake picked up a tsunami indication just 6 minutes after the quake. Yeah, it is go time. The fall, especially as we start heading towards fall, I think we are all going to need to be putting out those positive vibes, and then at the same time preparing in every way possible, and you can never be too prepared. That's the bottom line. So here's Stefan Burns, you had a 6.9, 6.6, and now we got an 8.0. And if you look again at the area here, so we had, we had a big one over here, and then we had the 6.6, we had the 6.9. Japan would be kind of in the middle point of these if you're triangulating the coordinates of most of these larger ones. Japan to the Philippines would be kind of the central point. Whoa, how are you all doing? How are you guys feeling? I hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. What do you do with this stuff? You just kind of have to watch and wait and send prayer to whoever can use it and need it. And, I'm just wondering with all those buoys, is there going to be more on the tsunami front? Like, how long does it take?
We do have that. Well, it could take a long time. If you're talking, traveling across to the U.S. West Coast, that would be hours. To get to like California and all, and then from there on down, it's just I cannot remember seeing so many triggered at one time in any event. So I mean, what we're looking at here, this is not showing, but we don't know how low this went, because looking at this, we're not really getting an idea of how big the waves are. And then you can see right here, it's just all kind of redded out. So that's the more, let's just, again, put out your prayers, best
So where
intentions.
would you think if there were tsunamis or another quake, where would those hit?
Well, when you're looking, and that's weird, it's kind of fading.
Well,
there.
that's kind of weird. If you
What's
see the
going on with
screen,
this?
it's like they're taking everything down. It's like, or is it ours? Oh,
There it is.
updated. There we got back.
Okay, that was really weird.
So where would
I
the
think
next one
people
hit?
are overloading the USGS.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh my gosh. But where would the next quake hit then?
Well, I mean that's
If we follow the flow.
If you follow the flow, and let's leave it like that. Let's just look at the last 7 days. Let's go again, the bigger ones. Well, we had over here, we had a 6.5. Down here, we've had a few. We had that 6.9 and that 6.2. That's a 6.2. I mean, I'm just looking at it. If you did triangulate it, you're looking at a triangle from here to here to here. So yeah, I mean, you might be thinking Japan, but that's possible, or somewhere else over in Indonesia, Philippines. But the other thing that really hits me is all this big activity over here, and there's no 7.0s to release over in South America or Central America. I mean, it's so heavy, the energy that's been displaced over here on the left side, and on the right, not a lot of activity. So, again, really I'd be looking besides Japan for Cascadia and the San Andreas, or possibly, have something in Central America, South America. It's not uncommon to see big quakes hit Peru and Ecuador. There's been some big ones over time. So again, where's that energy gonna go? Can you sense into the energy?
I
What
don't
do you
know
feel?
if I'm just, because sometimes when I'm really wound up, I don't know if my energy is which side of the road. But I'm really concerned. I just don't like to say things because I don't want anything to manifest. But I'm kind of looking at that old West Coast there, for some reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would make sense, that's for sure.
But, and then if we do have a tsunami on that map, about where would that tsunami be hitting?
Oh, here you go.
Oh my gosh, that poor thing.
Holy
Look at that.
cow. I mean, look at the difference.
Oh.
We usually see the big quakes give you a shake. This is just like...
Oh my gosh, that poor thing. She must be terrified. Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy
So
cow.
it looks a lot like every time the earthquakes go up. Oh my gosh. And they say there's no injuries reported, or what?
Talk about being protected. She was right at the right spot. Thank God for that.
Well, Charles is saying his app says a 6.4 magnitude. I don't know. What app are you using, Charles? Seeing possible tsunami threat for Russia and Japan. Yeah.
To look at the buoys like that makes me feel like there is something going on. if the buoys are acting like this, there's something going on, guys. So, again, anywhere along, the coastlines, pretty much, I would seriously be aware and recognize the possible tsunami, because man, I've never seen them activated like this.
What do we have in Kamchatka? Do we have like ancient grounds? Do we have, is that a sacred place or anything?
Well, it's interesting. It's not very built up. This part of Russia doesn't have a ton of people relative. Most Russians are, in Europe, literally between Moscow and, St. Peter's, but there are some populations out here, obviously. As far as significance, the interesting thing is that it's, as far as I look at it, I think there's a lot of stuff hidden there that really hasn't been, discovered. I think there's a lot of evidence of Tartaria and the like. So, I mean, this is just wild.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a really small area, so they were probably nowhere near prepared for something like this. And what about the helipods? What are they doing?
Yes, and looking at those, I wanted to just go and check out the helipods. There we go. This one definitely shook the world. This is North Barbuda. You could look at that. You could see it in Barbados, all the way over in Barbados. Look at this. Turks and Caicos. Look at that blackout. Yeah, this was, I would say that, at 8.0, this is a great quake. Absolutely, they do happen. And, we are definitely seeing some unusual conditions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are. We're seeing unusual, a lot
Argentina,
too.
Look at the blackout in Argentina. A lot that haven't loaded yet. But just seeing all these buoys activated, I don't know. It just seems like there has to be some sort of tsunami.
I would
Let's
think
just
so.
hope it's a 3-foot tsunami, and it's no big deal.
I just think that Kamchatka is probably so small, they probably were not prepared for this, which makes me concerned for the people that are there. That's quite frightening.
So yeah, if we look at it in the last week, by largest magnitude. All right. Let's see if we
a
refresh
6.0 release has 32 times more energy than a 5.0, and a 7.0 release has 1,000 times more energy than a 5.0. So an 8 is like massive energy, you guys. We're talking massive.
Oh yeah, it is, and we had 9. 6s are better in the last 7 days. 8. I'm gonna look it up and see how often.
Yeah.
Do 8.0s occur? I want to guess maybe once a year or something along those lines.
Yeah, a magnitude 5.0 and M8 is 1,000 times stronger than that. That's huge.
Yeah, so an 8.0 occurs about once a year. So that I was right with that.
But I don't remember any last year.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, is there any volcanoes? Good question.
Yeah, we could check out Volcano Discovery too. I think there we go. Look at Albuquerque blacked out, Samoa blacked out, Turkey.
Oh, yeah. It is one of the most volcanically active regions in the entire world.
Well, yeah. Right there on the Ring of Fire, you have both the quakes and the. Look at Florida. Florida felt as they were shaking over at Disney. Wow. Ethiopia. Yeah, this was truly. This was a shake that hit the whole world.
There's over 160 volcanoes and about 29 are currently active. So says the news, I don't know. Very active. There's frequent eruptions and ash plumes. So I think this is definitely a watch. What the heck brought something like this on?
The opposite side of the world is getting blacked out when you really look at this.
It is.
It's wow, that blacked out statement too. I wonder if that's a little Freudian.
Yeah, Surviving Life says, I wonder what the Schumann was at the time of the hit. Yeah, that's a great question.
Well, we could look.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. We can look. Fire Sword says, yep, tsunami advisory. Mm-hmm.
Well, we had this big power surge, but this was maybe like about 20 hours ago. So, yeah.
Maybe delayed reaction from that.
Maybe. KP is low. Everything is kind of low there. So, nothing happening on that front. But, yeah, you did have a big surge in the consciousness, which, that's what this is really all about. And we see Wyoming there. This is about, paradigms are going to change. Everything is going to change. There's so much coming out right now. And, is this something to distract us? Is it something to distract us from all the other stuff going on? When something like this happens, especially if it's happening near you, you're not thinking about people that are associated with islands or other things that are going on. So 8.0 does happen about once a year, and this does seem to have triggered a lot of buoys.
Jenny says just north of San Fran, there finally was a 4.5 about 6 minutes before the 8.0. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's that Ferndale area.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when we're looking at this,
Haste and Havoc, good evening to you too, Chris P. Thanks to all the moderators in there. You guys help me a lot. Appreciate it. Everybody in there, all your support is great.
You see the Aleutian Trench. You see it's like a straight line all along the Aleutian Trench, and then over here the Kirill-Kamchatka Trench. A straight line. And then this is the diamond that Ryo Tatsuki talked about. This is the area. So what she saw literally ended up connecting the mainland with Taiwan, Taipei, right there, Hong Kong right there. Tomorrow's the 30th. So, there's, we got 31 days in July, right? So 2 more days for her prophecy to be accurate, and this pops off. So, yeah, definitely very curious.
Not sure about that. What?
Let's see if anything else has happened. Yeah, well, we're still looking, at just that 8.0.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And what's the closest city there, I wonder?
The other thing
besides
too
Kamchatka?
is these two, you're not getting a lot of aftershocks. Usually
that's kind of weird.
There's a lot of aftershocks to wind things down, but that's not happening. So yeah, very, very curious.
That is kind of weird. There's no aftershocks. I don't think I like that.
No.
I'd rather see it just continually release the energy, So
what are you guys sensing out there? What are you guys feeling about this? If I had to take a survey, do you guys think that there's something even bigger than that 8.0 coming up, let's say in the next couple weeks, maybe the month of August?
What I have tonight is weird. I'm having all these little heart pains, and I do think that's from the earth, the magnetics of the earth. So I had those start. Yeah, people are saying they feel it's going to be something bigger. Well, everything is on the rise. We are looking at things getting bigger, so it would be following that trend. But electrical issues going on, I think, in people's bodies. A lot of awakenings. I think Yeah, Miss Jen, chest pains have been insane. Right. I think we are having a certain kind of awakening. Um, and KK, yeah, she's so sensitive. You guys that are sensitive out there. Um, yeah, yeah. But we have to watch our bodies. Our bodies are made up of the earth. So it is natural that we would have reaction from something this big, and it is strange because my heart pain started like just a little bit before this, and then I got a headache, and here we are. um yeah, fire sword prophecy is being fulfilled. A lot of stuff going on, a lot. And Martha doesn't think it's over. I don't think it's over either. I think there's other things that need to get released. I hate it, but gosh, I keep getting drawn to the west. I don't like that, but something could happen. I don't know, Jen. I don't know exactly what time it hit. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah. Did this hit? Let me see. Looking here. Let's see. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so, again, she started recording. This is Tatsuki Rio Tatsuki started recording her dreams in 1985 when she was given a notebook by her mother. And then she had a severe case of writer's block in 1990s and quit literature for final production. She compiled her previous works and manga into a single volume. And she claimed that when she was struggling to come up with the last text to write on one of the notebook pages on the cover, just before the deadline, she dreamt of the text, "The disaster will arrive in March 2011 on a white screen." This was the text literally, "Great disaster, year 2011, month 3. And of course, that was the big quake that we all know that hit Japan. And, it's interesting. So now, she's also stated July is a big one, July 2025. It's said that it was added after the fact that she was talking July 5th, but she really only said July, and they I guess were using that to give an exact date to add more shock value, so to speak. It was I guess an editor's decision. But, does this mean that one's coming? No, of course not. But at the same time, it does, with all the activity that we've seen, it hits me as, being something that really could happen. And here we have two, these are not that big, 4.2 and 4.4. But it's interesting because it's like 2 points almost of the diamond. Very, very interesting to say the least. When we were going to talk about, again, extraterrestrials and more interesting information, we'll save that one for tomorrow. Yeah, real interesting information that's right out there in front of our faces. And still so many people are asleep to it.
Yeah, so a lot of people having physical pains, which is totally normal. But let's talk about that for a minute. Robbie, swollen, painful feet and ankles. I would immediately think that you have a lot of energy that needs to be grounded out, Robbie. So I would work on, if you rub this is going to sound funny, but get a silver spoon and rub the very bottom of your feet with a silver spoon, and that would probably diffuse a lot of that energy and send a lot of that away. Definitely give your ankles a soak in Epsom salt if you can, maybe just a little bit. But I would say, mind, body, breath, this is a time to help the energy move through your body, because guess what? If it's acting up out there, it's going to be acting up inside of you. So whatever you have going on is probably a direct result of this quake. And, we have the sun doing its thing. We just had the Schumann doing something really, really big. We all need to be on our best behavior, be stocked up, have all the things that you need, definitely, and know that it's not just you. If you're having wonky stuff happen with your body, do what you can to baby yourself. If you can get out there, go get a massage, take care of yourself, hot bath, nice shower, do all the things, and that's going to help that energy move through your body. When it's having a hard time moving through the earth, it's having a hard time moving through you. So there's that. I hope that helps some people. Wow.
So yeah, tsunami warning in Guam and Hawaii. We're gonna have to see how this manifests. I gotta tell you though too, there's a lot of other weird things going on.
A lot of other weird things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, this is pretty big. You guys, thanks for winging it with us.
Yeah, I wasn't ready at all for this.
We were not ready at all.
So here you go. You have a huge explosion at Horizon Biofuels in Fremont, Nebraska. This is very curious.
What's that again?
It's a biofuel place. That was an enormous explosion there. What do you sense?
I sense this is there's a lot of disruptions. We can even see it in the human population too. There's been 3 really bad things that have happened lately, back to back to back, and I do think people are feeling this energy. I think the energy is not moving freely, and in some ways I think that's a little bit deliberate. If we had a more open world, we could talk about the energies more often.
It was a grain elevator.
Yeah, no,
wow.
That feels like really not nice.
And it was recorded. The recording came from Fremont Beef Company across the street. When you think about it, again, if you're thinking about true wartime, food, obviously, fuel, those are all things that could be attacked. It's just something that we've seen historically. 3 people considered missing there. They're investigating it. They don't know what happened. Very curious. Let's take a look again at what we got here. So there's the buoys. And is it spreading or staying static? Well, I'm trying to remember. Were these 2 going off? I think they were. Yeah, very, very curious. There's a lot going on, guys. An awful lot. Again, to recap there, an 8.0 earthquake off the coast of Kamchatka. And this is Russia right here. Not far from the Aleutian Islands.
So, like on the 20th, though, there was a bunch on the 20th. That's what I'm seeing. Like they're calling it a foreshock.
Okay.
Yeah. Something
well, yeah.
Like that.
If we zoom in, let's look at the area, and then let's look at the last 7 days.
They say
right here, there's 33. Oh boy.
There's
33 quakes.
Looky there. They say that the tsunami watch has been lifted, but I wouldn't be so quick to trust that.
No, and there was also a very unfortunate shooting in New York City and Manhattan. Guess what floor it happened on?
The 33rd floor.
Yes, it was the 33rd floor.
Oh my gosh.
Again, the symbolism. It's definitely messages.
Pagan
messages.
Girl, she thinks the 8.0 will trigger more bigger quakes. Yeah, you feel it will be in the next week. Probably. It feels like they've kind of been happening a lot lately. Let's see, in 1952 there was a 9.0 quake, and then at that one there was a tsunami in Hawaii, causing big waves, but miraculously no fatalities. Even stronger, the 1737 event, magnitude 9.0 to 9.3, reshaped the coast and resulted in the region being almost unrecognizable to local inhabitants. Wouldn't that be crazy if you had something shake your ground so much you just didn't even know? You walked outside, it's like, this is not my yard. This is not where I parked my yard.
Right?
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But just imagine how everything was changed when, that 9.0 or better happened in Cascadia in 1700. Again, when you look to the old maps, most of the old maps that we have pre 1700 show California as an island, or many of them do anyway. It's a good amount. We've done a few videos on that too. So, was that really what happened? Was that a collision that made California part of, this plate, the North American plate?
Wow.
Very curious.
Check this out. Did you know the Earth's axis gets subtly altered by these huge quakes? The 1952 event shifted the planet's axis by a few centimeters. To me, that's a pretty big deal when I'm looking at planets and I'm looking at things that are people's bodies and their lives are, kind of going along with what the magnetic waves of these planets. To me, that's a really big deal. I didn't know that the whole Earth could shift. That is amazing.
Oh no, yeah, it absolutely can.
Let's see, what do we got here? They upgraded it to an 8.7, says our Miss Janie. Wow.
Well, let's see. I haven't seen it change over here.
It's
at the
on
US.
some place. It's on one. It's on Janie's one. USGS.
Oh wow. Holy crap.
Holy moly, you guys. Thanks, Janie.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah. That's
Wow,
amazing.
they just upgraded that. They always downgrade everything.
Yeah. Thanks for the updates, guys. Yeah.
See,
Scotty says 8 point. Wow. Yep. There it is.
87 is gotta be, what does 87 mean? Is that symbolic message? CSEM is still saying 8.0.
Wow. Oh my gosh, and there's still... Oh, you know what is really kind of creeping me out, you guys, is how quickly they've dropped all of the tsunami warnings and everything else. They just dropped it. They're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. That would be wild. I would be so white-knuckling it in there.
Oh my god, yeah, 8.7.
Oh gosh. Wow. Yes, Martha says she has a headache. I was getting one too, Martha, right after I was getting the chest pains. I know.
So the tsunami alert has spread to Alaska, Hawaii, Japan, and Russia. Yeah, this is big.
This is huge. Yeah. Right, darling. What can you do?
Okay, here you go. Tsunami waves exceeding 3 meters above normal tide levels are now possible.
Wow.
So, that would be a 10-foot tsunami, or
so I
just
think
about.
It's kind of wonky that they're bringing up the tide alerts and they're dropping it, bringing up and dropping it. I mean, they should have a solid system where they tell people, well, you get to higher ground or you don't. It's like you're pregnant or you're not. You don't just tell people, oh, it's okay, when they're not sure. I kind of feel weird about this system.
Yeah, so Hawaii under tsunami warning, or watch, we should say, because no tsunami has been confirmed. But if we go back and look at all the shaking buoys, these buoys, if it is really a good sized tsunami, then you will see other ones being triggered. So these are the last two. So this is station 52405, and I'll open that up so we have a reference point. And then this one, 52402. So we'll keep those over there so we know that those were already triggered. Yeah, 8.7. Man, this is huge. So this is again, it's a rare quake because now you've just added that 0.7 to it, getting awful close to a 9.0. So Steve Lookner, Steve is always working. Let's see, yeah.
Right, Darlene? They probably don't want to tell us anything, so they're just keeping us confused. So we know their hand is staying steady. Just keep the humans steadily confused. That's what they like to do. Yeah, and Brian he says, I think the Japan quake is actually going to happen. It is crazy times. Crazy times.
It does kind of feel like that is more of a possibility now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and Carolina Dreams, she's having more pains. I'm sorry. Try some deep belly breathing. Try to kind of just quiet your energy field because, our energy fields, this is all electromagnetic. We are electric beings, and you bet if it's really crazy over there, our bodies are definitely going through some changes. Best to try to get ourselves patterned as much as possible.
Yeah, it's like, there's the 5.2. I'm going to just run and grab something to drink, but, wow.
Pretty wild, pretty wild. So while we're sitting here, I do this, my own little thing. I have my own way that I do patterning. So I'm just going to sit here and do the patterning because I think it'll help everybody's energy field to settle down a little bit. It might make you feel a little bit better. I hope so, because I don't like these chest pains I'm having. It kind of feels weird. Weird.
Well, you're picking up on the energy. That's the thing. We're all getting more intuitive and more psychic as we go. And, we're more sensitive. It's part of the ascension process. Make sure you guys are subscribed because, as you know, sometimes people get unsubscribed.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate the thumbs up and sharing these videos for the algorithm. Yeah, 3 meters is what they're talking about.
Yeah, 3 meters. So we'll have to see what they're going to say after this. They have been... Seems like a little wishy-washy with the information is coming and going at different rates. And 1 minute they're saying, oh, this is happening. And the next minute, oh, no, it's not. Yeah, one to be loved, 8.7. Yeah, 8.7. So it is changing. And I really didn't like how they dropped it seemed like one resource I looked at dropped the tsunami warnings really fast, and I didn't like that. It just didn't feel safe. It didn't feel safe at all. And here we are now. They're changing the story again, but then it is like them to want us to be very, very confused, extremely confused, because that benefits their playbook.
Order out of chaos.
Order
right?
out of chaos. I don't know what they have in store for us, but we all know it's never very good.
That's the name of the game. Ordo ab chaos. It's been the mission statement of the Dark Matrix for thousands of years.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty wild, you guys. Pretty wild.
Yeah, Elantra, we could look at that. The biggest quake, let's look at see what we have. Largest quakes ever recorded. I guess I should say earthquakes. I know they figured it out. I want to say, I remember there was a 9.5, I think somewhere in South America. Chile, that's the one. Largest earthquake ever recorded with a magnitude of 9.5, and that occurred May 22nd, 1960, resulted in significant damage, loss of life. 2004, I remember this one. This is the second largest earthquake ever recorded, magnitude of 9.3. It was interesting too because 9.3 was sticking in my mind when we were looking at the USGS map. Again, from what the manga artist had predicted, it probably would be something in that area. But this one, Sumatra, December 26, 2004, that triggered that horrible tsunami that was, there was books and written and movies made on that one. Wow, that was really horrible. And 9.2, Prince William Sound, Alaska. That's the third biggest. That was March 27th, 1964. And then Kamchatka, this is the area we're talking about, magnitude 9.0. That occurred November 4th, 1952. That triggered a massive tsunami that affected Hawaii. So we are talking about 0.3 difference. And the last one in this area did trigger a massive tsunami that hit Hawaii. So yeah, we could look at that too and just get an idea. And then after that you have Chile in 1868, a 9.0, and then the Great Cascadian Quake that they're giving us a 9.0. That occurred January 26, 1700, and it did cause a tsunami recorded in Japan. And then 2011, 9.1, that occurred March 11th. That also made a tsunami that caused significant damage and loss of life. Then we go down to over here, the Rat Islands and Lisbon, Portugal, 8.7s. So this one is in the top 10 list. If it really is an 8.7, this is, what are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like this would be the 8th largest earthquake of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you just witnessed the 8th largest earthquake ever recorded. So wild times. And man, so let's look at the same area again. This Kamchatka earthquake that hit before, back in 1952, it triggered a massive tsunami that affected Hawaii. It generated waves as high as 9 meters in Hawaii. That's like 27, 30 feet, guys. 30-foot waves. So it seems like the potential would be there for something significant. So let us put protective prayers around Hawaii and everybody that could possibly be affected by this.
Yeah, definitely want to. Aw, Frankie, thank you so much. We appreciate that, Frankie. Every little bit helps, and I just want to say thank you to some others that were helping us on our last live. Every little bit helps, you guys. Susan D, Robbie, I know Greg has helped us a few times, but that's who I have written down at the moment. We have a lot of stuff going on, so every little bit helps. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. As we shared with you guys, Sita has Lyme's now, so we had to go to the vet for that, just to get the blood work confirmed. You could alleviate so much. Like I was looking at, just some brief things on this one type of Lyme's, which I guess it was a rarer type, but it's now becoming a little more prevalent. And she was bit the same time I was. So yeah, I've had Lyme's be diagnosed with myself before, and coincidentally, when I got hit real hard with that, my dog, who is the same age as Sita right now, got Lyme's, and my dog and we both got sick at the same time. That dog's name was Bam Bam. He was a pit bull. I want to say not quite 4 years old, just like Sita, and unfortunately he didn't make it. So it's so sad. Again, that what we see going on with all these ticks dropping from the air.
It's been really strange because people in the area have been getting bites and then having to go to the ER. So it's been very strange what's going on. And thank goodness, oh, Karma Dog. He's shaking and baking. Thank you, Karma Dog. It's really strange because there's been a few other people have to go to the ER after that, and we eat so healthy here. Thank goodness, we feed Sita as healthy as food as we can, and we eat really healthy. And I really fear that if Mike wasn't as healthy as he was, it could have ended very badly, very badly. But here we are, and so that was incentive, for me to continue to eat good and take care of myself, and the silver lining in all of it, and to tell you guys, look, you don't know when you might go up against something that's big like this. And I swear, I'm kind of afraid to say certain words, but I do think that they've made weapons out of those things. I mean,
absolutely.
It's really horrible. And it does seem like we got a big bunch dropped right in our backyard because Mike and Sita both got hit at the exact same time. And 4 days later, Mike is having emergency surgery and Sita is super, super lame. So thanks for the support, all the thumbs up, anything, everything. We appreciate it all. We're going through some things. And you guys, we're just glad that you're here. We're glad we don't have to do it alone.
No, and I know I'm supposed to be here during these times because, this is why I think I incarnated, was to be here with you guys through these times, and then in the rebuilding process after we get through the worst of it. Yellowstone has been really active too, so you've had a lot of strange things going on. It feels like this is not typical. I think everybody's got that feeling that we're outside of ordinary and typical. Kind of quiet right now over at Yellowstone. But, this now at 8.7, this is the 8th largest quake of all time. And I think of the symbolism of 8 that's eternal, put it on its side, it's infinity.
Yeah.
I think you could also say...
Thank you, Susan Donahue.
Oh, thanks, Susan.
Thank you, dear.
We appreciate
Thank you so much.
All these years here together.
I know. It's nice, isn't it?
It is real nice. It's great to be here with you guys.
It is. It's like we've all kind of gotten this, connection. It takes time to build relationships. And yeah, I know we're online and stuff and it's a little bit different. But still, I mean, you guys have hung out with us for this long and we really appreciate it. It's just nice to see people that It's comforting to the soul to see people and chat. And then it's really sweet. So thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, as we see, these are still in activated mode there. It doesn't seem like it's extended out at all. It's the same ones as before. So, if we see this all of a sudden get turned on or this, we know, oh crap, there is definitely something incoming if that's the case. And it hasn't, changed any farther down over in this coast as well. Wow, this is wild, and I think it's hold on to your hats, for the rest of the year. This is 2025 after all, Okay, a tsunami watch issued.
A tsunami watch now?
Yeah, well, it's been a watch.
Uh-oh.
Okay, no. This one says warning now. Over here. This is from Japan Meteorological Agency. Evacuate immediately from coastal regions, riverside areas to a safer place. Look for higher ground or go up in the building. So this one is a warning. Which is different than the watch, so and it's from Japan as well.
Wow. So now we got to watch that. Like, is there a time Estimated time ETA?
No, I haven't seen anything on time.
Huh. Let me see if I can find anything.
But yeah, Tsunami is definitely trending on Twitter.
Wow.
Or X, I should say.
Yeah.
Here's another. Woof. Yeah, that is definitely scary to get through, but it's good to get through it. You know, that's the thing, coming out on the other side.
I got here on one source within 3 hours.
Within one, oh, really?
3 hours, yeah. Let's see. I think from the U.S. tsunami warning system. Where to go? I don't know. I saw something in here. I'm looking for it again, where it said 3 hours. Where did you go? Oh yeah, right here. They warned of hazardous tsunami waves within the next 3 hours, and this is from the tsunami warning system. So there you have it. So we gotta, wouldn't that be stressful? What if we were over there, you guys? We wouldn't really be doing this video. But yeah, Darlene, let's send a lot of prayers, you guys. Let's send a lot of prayers. That, you know what I always worry about? I worry about my pets all the time, and whenever I see these big water issues, I think about, all the cows, the horses, the goats, people's dogs. If you get flooded, what happens to them? What happens to them? I'm always thinking about my babies. Always. I don't know what I would do.
So NOAA has 2 tsunami warning centers. They're staffed 24/7, 365. Yeah, and I'm sure they are watching everything right now. Again, we could see here 8.7. Yeah, ginormous quake. Interesting. I mean, yeah. What if this was what Ryo Tatsuki saw, but somehow things shifted it in a positive direction where it wasn't as destructive so and not even the same location. So yeah. Maybe we could hope and put out that intention that somehow things shifted and it led to something that wouldn't have a huge loss of life.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. I know, Isabel. I'm always thinking, of course the children, but especially the pets. I really get worried, and I get so sad, with all the cattle, even pigs. I've seen all kinds of, farm animals get caught up in these big tsunamis, these big waves, and it's just not fair, And then I've seen wildfires go through certain places, and people, they weren't able to get their cattle and their horses out quick enough. It's sad.
So Corey's in Hawaii. He says he just got his phone warning over there in Hawaii, an actual warning. Whoa. So, again,
Corey. What exactly does the warning say? Can you tell us exactly what it says?
I'll see if I can find it too.
Wow. Yeah, Corey, we're wrapping you up. Please be safe. Yeah, Darlene, I know. It's just any of our babies, rabbits, chickens, cats, dogs, guinea pigs. We all love. They're all angels, aren't they? I mean, they know how to love us. That's for sure. We just want to love them back.
Okay, so again, we have a tsunami watch that's issued for the entire west coast of U.S. and Hawaii.
Whoa.
And Japan had a warning, and Hawaii has a warning. You don't know, because if this is, again, we were looking at this one in Kamchatka, 9.0, so that's not too far off from what we just saw. It did trigger a massive tsunami that brought anywhere between 15 and 30 foot waves to Hawaii. So, absolutely this is taking it seriously.
Wow. Yeah, and it was so weird how they dropped all the warnings just to bring them right back 2-fold, 3-fold. My goodness sake.
Well, I mean, they didn't necessarily
One of my
drop it.
sources said they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of my sources. Yeah, it was a mainstream source. I can't remember, but it said, oh, in 40 minutes it was all over and done. And then we get more. More information.
So the way it's worded right here, it says, based on all available data, hazardous tsunami waves are forecast for some coasts. Tsunami threat forecast updated. Tsunami waves reaching more than 3 meters above tide levels are possible along some coasts of northwestern Hawaiian Islands in Russia. So that's new there.
Yeah, we did check the Schumann, and when was it? There was a big streak.
Yeah, about 20 hours ago.
About 20 hours ago there was. Yeah, that's what we saw. It's quiet at this very moment. Yeah, it is. But you know that that big streak that we saw, you know, that could have been like a wave of energy just to touch another wave of energy. You know, it's when a butterfly flaps its wings, it's felt in China. Everything is so sensitive.
Yeah, it's one ecosystem ultimately. Yeah, well, it's one body, just like our bodies. You might have a problem in the liver.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's all connected, and it's really all about consciousness when you come down to it. Yeah, big one. Let's see if anything else has popped off here. Are we starting to get, oh, what do we got here? 6.3 and 6.9. So, yeah, so, you know, some people's...
Oh my gosh.
What's that?
One of our family members, we'll just send her some prayers. She just sent over this notice. She's on the coast of Humboldt County and just got notified we are under tsunami watch after the 8.7. She sent to me from her phone. So let's please send prayers over in that area. Oh my gosh, Elizabeth Jordan, thank you so much. And we are grateful for you too. We are. And please, everyone, you know, hang out at the end because we are going to be doing tunes and a prayer for everyone. And just hang out at the end. But I want to start the happy thoughts now. Let's start positive thinking right now. Thank you, Elizabeth.
So to reiterate here, in this area with the 8.7, we've had a 6.9 and also a 6.3. So, you know, I would say that might be a good sign. Just because you're getting some more aftershocks. Typically, that's what we'll see happen when you don't have anything major necessarily immediately pop off. But, you know, again, all things are possible. I just keep getting hit too when I look at these two over here. It's like 2 out of the 4 corners of the diamond.
Yeah, definitely. You know, because we just had them a few days ago, and they just happened to be on they're staying at a beach house. They just happened to be there. Normally they don't live there. They live elsewhere. So, I mean, she went to get away, and now there's that. So, gosh, let's just keep everyone held in prayer. Everyone that's over there.
So again, you know, the entirety of the west coast of the U.S., Canada, Hawaii, all under tsunami watch. But then we've also had, we've seen Japan and Hawaii pop up for a warning. So, you know, it's always best to err on the side of caution. So yeah, tsunami warning issued for the state of Hawaii.
Yeah, the one that I'm looking at says it starts 7:29 at 5:19 p.m. ends 7:29 6:49 p.m. Yeah. Wow. Oh gosh.
Well, let's see if we get as
We're
close.
just gonna, let's just keep sending the prayers. We're gonna do the tune at the end, but let's just start sending the prayers now. That everyone who needs to get to higher ground can get to higher ground. And yeah. So they have not told them to go to higher ground, but they are on watch. So they are watching to see if things are going to get worse. Severity extreme. So it's Tsunami Watch says a severity is extreme, extraordinary threat to life or property. That's scary. It says, if you are located in this coastal area, stay alert for further updates. Tsunami watches are an advance notice to areas that could be impacted by a tsunami at a later time. Watch areas may be upgraded to a warning or advisory. Okay, you got it?
So here we go. Potential wave arrival times. Port Angeles, Astoria, 11:40 p.m. Gold Beach, Eureka, 11:40 p.m. San Francisco, 12:40 a.m. Malibu, San Diego, 1:05 a.m. Immediate actions: monitor emergency alerts, prepare to evacuate if upgraded to warning. Stay away from beaches and harbors. First waves may not be the largest. Japan already experiencing tsunami impacts with 3-meter waves expected. Alaska elevated to full warning status. West Coast residents should prepare for potential evacuation now. This is big, guys. I mean, it is big. It's a huge 8.7. Again, it looks like it is the 8th largest ever recorded. So, definitely take it seriously if you're anywhere near the coastlines in the Pacific. So over here we see again, Japan upgrades to tsunami warning from the watch. It went to the warning, and they're expecting basically 9-10-foot waves. Japan has elevated multiple regions from advisory to full warning, with catastrophic 3-meter waves expected. And the entire U.S. West Coast is under that tsunami warning.
Yeah, so I mean, this just seems to be getting more and more intense. And our family member said that if it does hit where she's at, it'll hit around midnight. So, I just told her we'll be holding her up in prayer. And then Chris says, Port Angeles, I can see that from here. Oh, yikes.
Be safe, Chris.
Be safe. We'll hold all you guys up in prayer.
Chris, are you up in the penthouse? Again, if you are, ground level, just be careful and listen to your intuition and keep putting out the positive prayers and energies.
Yeah, Talisha, it does look like it's kind of bouncing around like a ping pong ball. Not sure exactly which way it's going to go, but it is going for sure. Oh, Darlene, that's so beautiful. I used to live there, God's country, up near Coeur d'Alene, around the Canadian border, where it was really, the rocks and the pine trees. It was kind of jagged, but boy, I loved it. Got to see Coeur d'Alene Lake a few times, but I was in a little town, probably never heard of it, called Kellogg. Grew up, went to high school there. Yeah, my claim to fame is the high school that I went to. They had the most, the most windows. That's their claim to fame. Guinness Book of World Records for the most windows. So hey, it was a beautiful, beautiful sight every time I got to change classes. Yeah, earthquake, weapon, or natural. Anybody got a clue? It feels deep, Sterling. It feels deep, and it kind of feels like it's natural. This needs to happen. I do feel like Earth is doing her best to hold back. I gotta say, it feels something very, very deep inside the Earth is going on. That's the best description that I can give you. So I know, to me, I sometimes I feel there's technology, and sometimes I feel it's the earth needing to release. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have never seen this, this was insane. This is 2011. This is the one that Ryo Tatsuki got right. Um, and the waves here, some of the waves ended up reaching 40 meters, over 120 feet. This is not a movie. This is real. And, again, it's wild and crazy.
Sterling, yeah, I was wondering, since Trump is threatening Putin. Yeah, I mean, the timing of it looks very suspicious, but I gotta say it's deep under. So now that doesn't mean that there couldn't be some mechanism being triggered that's deep in the earth. That's just the feeling that I get. Whatever it is deep. I can't tell if it's for sure the earth releasing or if it's that mechanism, but I keep getting there's something deep in the earth and it needs to release. So.
And we have another aftershock there, 5.5.
Well, so, I'm glad there's an aftershock. That's good, right?
You would think, as far as releasing some steam. At the same time, now I think the big focus is tsunami, and then is something big coming. You guys that have been with us the whole time, you have heard us say many times that I've had visions, and I wrote them down and have it marked when I got the visions. The first one I saw was a quake that I saw in the news. It was 8.3 in Seattle is what I saw, 8.3 Seattle in the vision. And then I saw one where Los Angeles was like split in two after that. It was about a week after that. And then Cindy had a vision of all three going off. Is that a notification?
No. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
That was weird.
That was weird.
She saw all three go off concurrently, meaning the New Madrid as well. And what she also saw, would you reiterate what you had seen, where nobody was traveling by airplane, and everybody was trying to get home via buses and hitching rides and things like that.
It was the clearest blue day. The sky was so clear and the air was so clean. And in that vision, the shaking was so tremendous that there was no doubt in my mind that everything that could go off did go off, and that we had a problem on our hands. I saw physically a building shake, and it came down off the pillars. It was swaying on the pillars, and it was such a jolt. It just fell onto the ground from the pillars, and I knew exactly what had happened, and that was really disturbing. But the second part of the vision was really good, because people were actually helping each other. There was no one having any hang-ups, and there wasn't any fighting. It was just people helping people get home, and what they were trying to do is map out the roads, because there was no way to fly. But what kind of gets me is how blue that sky was when it did happen. I don't know if that has anything to do with maybe someday they will stop the chemtrails. Maybe that's why I'm seeing the sky so blue. But yeah, the air was crisp and clean. So I don't know if that's somehow they're trying to give me a time when that's going to happen. But I believe it was a summer day, and it was no doubt in my mind. But it was nice to see people working with each other, helping each other get home.
The Polish psychic Christoph that we talk about so much, he's been getting in his visions that he doesn't see 47 around much longer. So that was curious. And he was even in his last one getting that it may just even be quote unquote natural causes. We were absolutely born for this time, Susan. Absolutely. Yeah, and all the plane crashes and everything. There was another small plane crash yesterday. Talisha's talking about the one that caught fire. Just so much. So much. Yeah, thank you for that work there, Mitch. These are the times, so I know we have a lot of you guys on the West Coast. It seems that tons of people are on the West Coast that are members of our family here.
Yeah, Christoph's predictions. He's frighteningly good too. You know, there's some of them. Joni, she has some good ones. She's predicting stuff for the U.S. at the very end, with Ketu and Mars so close together. Really not good news. Two very hot energies coming so close together in the house, and you know, in Cancer. Not good, not good. And that's in Vedic astrology, so it's a little bit different than Western. Yeah, Christoph, he is a Polish psychic. We watch him, and we watch the one with the English subtitles, so we like him.
There's actually another one out now too. There's more than one. There's Clear Seeing, and there's another one that's converting Christoph's predictions to English, because he does them in Polish, but he is seeing Poland getting brought into the war, and that we might look like the war is winding down there in Ukraine, but that's going to expand. So here we have tsunami reaching Petropavlovsky Kamchatska. There you go. So this is quake.
Wow. So that's right now?
Yeah.
Wow. Here we go.
Hopefully that's the worst of it.
Yeah.
There definitely will be some loss of structures. And wahoo. So this is from Oahu Emergency Management. Tsunami warning updated. Take action. Destructive tsunami waves are expected. Go to, and I'll open the link for you guys. For wave arrival time, evacuate coastal areas, primary evacuation zone. Yeah, absolutely. You know, they want you to go at least to the 4th floor.
Wow.
If you're in that area, 4th floor or above, in a building of at least 10 stories tall. That's scary stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if I were there, you know, that would really make me nervous. So, holding you guys in prayer, holding you up in prayer. Do what you gotta do. Hang on tight. Yeah, we're gonna be just kind of in constant prayer here for everyone who needs it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sin Havoc, CERN, right? I wouldn't be surprised. I know the energy is, you know, it's manipulatable. Yep.
So 7:17 p.m. Hawaii. How many more hours is Hawaii from LA? Is it 2
I don't know.
or 3? So, you know, just trying to equate that. I think 5 hours from CST.
I think it's 5.
Is it 5 hours?
I think so. We have somebody very lovely that we work on from Hawaii, and we always make sure she has a late appointment because it's early for her.
Yes. And we do. We actually have a lot of people that we work on regularly over in Australia, New Zealand. We've worked on people in Singapore, and, you know, you name it, pretty much everywhere, irregardless of the time zone.
Yeah, we figure it out.
Yeah, it's 5 hours different. So, yeah, so I guess about 4 hours from now. Yeah, we'll definitely send prayers, guys. Scary
It
situations.
is. I know we're going to have to go soon. I'm going to have to do dings, but I'm afraid something big is going to happen again.
Well,
You know?
we will try to get on in the morning too. Um, just obviously it'd be the first thing we do.
Yeah, we have some of you in the morning, but maybe we can get on before then. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, shoot, when you get stuff like this happening,
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
and let's just take one more run through here. Again, this is first visual of tsunami impact.
So, tsunami warnings just hit California. Wow. What you got there? What you got there, Sin Havoc? Did it hit your phone? Yeah, it is, Isabel. It's not good. San Mateo County Tsunami Watch is in effect for coastal tsunami activity in the Bay Area is estimated to arrive at 12:40 a.m. Oh,
Yeah, so
that's brutal. That is brutal. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are out of the way. I'm praying it just really gets snuffed out, you know.
it's you know, think about it. You get all that notification. That's great.
That's good.
But then you're bracing for so long.
I know. It's just got to be really. We took Sita to the vet today. She did so good. I'm so proud of her. She does have a little problem on the leash, but you know, she weighs 96 pounds, so she is a little bit overweight, but she's so beautiful. And she didn't growl or snarl or once, and there was little dogs barking at her. She did so good. She's a rock star. She is a rock star.
Yeah, you know, so as you can see, it's going off in these, you know, directions emanating outwards. So, you know, theoretically, even again, west coast of South America could be affected. But this is, you know, makes me smile a little bit when you see tons of people talking about the weather is being manipulated. We get it. We get it.
Finally. Yeah, so a little update. Hi, Ginger Albrit. Yeah, there was a big old 8.7 now they're calling it over in Russia, and now we have all these tsunami warnings going off for Hawaii and the West Coast.
Yeah, Japan has a warning. Hawaii has a warning. Yeah, warnings now. It's progressing upwards. There's definitely a little bit of an uptick there.
Okay, Isabel, you have sweet dreams. Hope you sleep well.
Yep. And then let's just take one quick look over at the buoys. I haven't seen any new buoys get activated. That's a plus so far. It does take some time though. 415.
Frankie! Thank you!
Thank
oh my
you, Frankie.
gosh. Thank you so much. Here we go. We're putting that on the list. Make sure you stay at the end, Frankie. You're going to get a tuning. And everyone else, too. We're going to send a prayer and a positive energy over that way to all these folks and their animals, and hope that they're already out of the way. I'm hoping they won't have to leave their homes. You know, that's about horrible. 12 o'clock? 12:40 a.m.? That's brutal. Brutal.
Well, you know, it's again, it's one of these things that you take the time to prepare and get out of the way. But again, it's a slow rolling wreck at the same time. So yeah, we have seen tsunami waves coming in again to Kamchatka. Definitely did some damage to buildings there. Time will tell where the biggest ones come. It does appear that we are going to have some tsunami activity throughout multiple places. You know, definitely It's already occurred in Kamchatka. That's the closest area to the epicenter. Oh, and as you see now, what's trending is the West Coast, because all eyes are on the West Coast. Again, prayers, positive intentions. So, yeah, this is it. Again, the entire West Coast of the U.S. and Canada, we're going to be watching this. And again, your consciousness makes a big, big difference in all this. Literally, there are our guardian angels waiting to be activated. We just simply have to ask. Your guides, they're there. They want you to talk to them. They want you to acknowledge them. This has been coming through from the guides more and more, because we're heading into these turbulent times that are really going to be challenging. And so, again, we need to do our best, and it's always good to have help. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. It definitely doesn't hurt to call in your guides and your angels and your ancestors, and you do what you can do, and then you let it go if you can't do anymore.
Absolutely. So Cindy's going to give us some dings.
Here we go, guys. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Take a deep breath. Big deep breath. Ground your feet. Ground it into the earth. And here we go. Okay, guys.
As always, guys, much love, much gratitude. We'll come back on tomorrow. I'm not sure what our schedule looks like, but we'll definitely make time for another live tomorrow. And, if there are major events overnight, then we'll probably be up and at it early in the morning. We love all you guys. Stay safe and protected. Remember, your prayers, your intentions do make a difference. Thank you guys so much. Much love. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.